Okay, so now let's discuss about the Awadh kingdom. Now, Awadh, that place, is very important for any ruler who is ruling from Delhi. Doesn't matter it is a Mughal king, doesn't matter it's a British governor general. This area, okay, so this is Awadh, okay, this area is very important for any ruler. Doesn't matter if it's a Maratha empire, doesn't matter it's a Mughal empire, doesn't matter it's a British empire. This area is very important for them. So the reason it is important is because through this area many rivers flow. All of them, most of them are the tributaries of Ganga. So this is actually a doab area where the flow of Yamuna comes and this is the flow of Ganga. Okay, so as you can see, this is the area and from here Yamuna flows and from here Ganga flows. And because of these rivers, this area is actually very fertile because this is alluvial area. And because of fertility of the soil, this area was always good for agriculture. And the people were always rich. So doesn't matter if it's a Mughal empire, doesn't matter it's a Maratha kingdom, doesn't matter it's a British empire. All of them wanted Awadh. Okay, so straight away coming to 1722. In 1722, actually in 1721, Muhammad Shah is a Mughal emperor. Okay, so this is Mughal empire. Okay, so earlier it was this. Okay, this big. Now it is just restricted to this area because the Mughal empire, the later Mughal emperors were weak. We have discussed in the previous lecture. Now, because of weak rulers like Muhammad Shah, the people of Awadh, the landlords of Awadh, decided that they are not going to pay any tax. Okay, they said that they are not going to pay any tax, they are not going to give any tribute to Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah. So, what Muhammad Shah did, he sent a noble. His name was Sadat Khan. He sent a noble called as Sadat Khan to Awadh. Okay, he said, deal with these Awadh guys. Okay, so Sadat Khan went to Awadh, and in one single year, he forced the landlords to pay the tributes, to pay the taxes. The Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah was very pleased with Sadat Khan. And Sadat Khan was awarded the title of Burhan-e-Mulk. Remember this, Burhan-e-Mulk was awarded as a title to Sadat Khan. So we are going to discuss about the first Nawab of Awadh, that is Sadat Khan. Okay, so now due to court politics, Sadat Khan came back to Delhi and after that he just straight away went back to Awadh. Okay, due to court politics, he again straight away went back to Awadh. And there he started building his own kingdom. Okay, so as you can see, we have some independent kingdoms. Okay, so these are the Bengal Nawab. Let me just remove this. So this is Bengal Nawab. Then we have Awadh. And the last is Hyderabad. So as I mentioned earlier, the important thing about these three kingdoms were, the founders were all nobles of the Mughal court. Okay, the founders were all the nobles of Mughal court. But due to court politics, they decided to start their own kingdoms. And of course, the king was weak. The Mughal emperors, after Aurangzeb they were extremely weak. So, emperor like Muhammad Shah did really nothing because he was weak, and these nobles, the Nawab of Awadh, the Nawab of Bengal, and the Nawab of Hyderabad, they were really strong nobles. Of course, they were allied to Mughals, but still they decided to build their own semi-independent kingdom. So we are discussing about Awadh, so let's keep it to Awadh. Okay, so Sadat Khan started building his own kingdom in Awadh. So as I mentioned, he was awarded the title that is Burhan-e-Mulk. Okay, so he actually became the governor, and later, in the later stages, he started building his own kingdom in Awadh. And he started building a capital in Awadh, that is Faizabad. Okay, remember this, Faizabad. Okay, so all was going well. Okay, the Mughal Empire was declining. The Marathas were rising in power. So as you can see, these are the kingdoms of, this is the empire of Marathas. Okay, so this is the empire of Marathas. So Marathas were rising in power. But other than Marathas, there was another power rising in the northwest. This was the Persian power led by Nadir Shah. So in 1739, Nadir Shah invaded India. Okay, so he invaded India from here. Okay, and Awadh, the ruler of Awadh, that is Sadat Khan, he and Muhammad Shah, that is the Mughal emperor, decided to stop the invasion of Nadir Shah. Okay, so basically Nadir Shah invaded India. He fought against Muhammad Shah, that is the Mughal emperor, plus the king, that is the Nawab of Awadh, that is Sadat Khan. And this battle was fought in Battle of Karnal in 1739. Remember this. Okay, 1739 Battle of Karnal was fought. Muhammad Shah, the Mughal emperor, and Sadat Khan, the Nawab of Awadh, they were both defeated. And they were both sent to imprisonment. They were both imprisoned by Nadir Shah. So Muhammad Shah was released by Nadir Shah, and later Sadat Khan was also released by Nadir Shah. But Sadat Khan later died of tuberculosis. Now, before he died of tuberculosis, he made sure that his nephew, that is Safdar Jung, is the next Nawab. Okay, remember this. So, we have discussed about Sadat Khan, right? So, let's now discuss about Safdar Jung, the second Nawab. Okay, so this is basically the time of Safdar Jung, basically the second Nawab. Okay, Safdar Jung is the second Nawab. So he basically ruled from 1739 to 1754. He was a good ruler. He was really good ruler. He helped both Hindus as well as the Muslim. He was not a bigot like Aurangzeb. He was very secular. So the second Nawab, basically all the Nawabs, doesn't matter if it was Sadat Khan, Safdar Jung, Asafullah, Shujauddaulah, all of them, all the Nawabs were very secular. They didn't discriminate between Hindus or Muslims, despite being Muslims. So let's talk about Safdar Jung. So Safdar Jung was a good ruler, but he was weak. Okay, so basically he actually paid tributes to Marathas. Now Marathas during this time was the strongest and the most paramount power in India. So as you can see, this is the core base of Maratha Empire, and rest of the empire and rest of the places in India, for example the Mughals, it is in yellow. The Nawabs of Awadh, it is in yellow. The Bengal Nawab, it is in yellow, and the Hyderabad kings were also in yellow. The reason I have mentioned them in yellow is because they were all slaves of, not slaves, they were all, let's say in a very easy terms, that they were basically servants of Mughals. I'm sorry, Marathas. Marathas were the paramount power. Okay, Marathas were paramount power. The Mughal king, the Mughal emperor, the Awadh king, the Deccan king, that is the Hyderabad state, and the Bengal king, they were all under the Marathas. They accepted that Marathas were the greatest power, and they actually paid taxes and tributes to Marathas. I repeat again, Marathas, by 1750, they were the greatest power in India. So, Safdar Jung was no such exception. Safdar Jung also paid tribute to Marathas. He was a good ruler, but weak. He couldn't resist Marathas. He said, "Take my tributes and please spare my kingdom." Okay, so he also started building a new capital in Faizabad. Okay, and under him the kingdom of Awadh grew. Okay, so now after Safdar Jung, let's discuss about a new Nawab, that is Shujauddaulah. Okay, so now let's discuss about the third Nawab. Okay, so the third Nawab is Shujauddaulah. Now, Shujauddaulah was different from Safdar Jung. Now, Safdar Jung policy was that he was appeasing Marathas. He was scared of Marathas. Marathas were the paramount power when Safdar Jung was the Nawab of Awadh. But in case of Shujauddaulah, he didn't like the Marathas. Okay, he was trying his method to stop paying tributes to Marathas. He didn't like them. He didn't want to be ruled over by Marathas. Okay, so what happened in 1761? I repeat again, 1761, Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded India. Okay, so Ahmad Shah Abdali was the ruler of Durrani kingdom. Okay, so basically Nadir Shah died. Okay, Nadir Shah died, and he was the next ruler, that is Ahmad Shah Abdali of Durrani kingdom. So Durrani kingdom under Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded India. Actually, he invaded more than 11 times, 7 to 11 times. Now, the invasion of 1761 was the most severe one. In 1761, the Marathas decided to check the invasion of Ahmad Shah Abdali. They said that बहुत हो गया, नहीं अब नहीं होगा, ठीक है, enough. Now we are going to check you. Still, Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded in 1761. Okay, so it was battle something like this. Ahmad Shah Abdali was supported by Awadh Nawab, that is Shujauddaulah, and they fought against Marathas. The Marathas were defeated. Okay, I repeat again, the Marathas were defeated. So, till 1761, the paramount power, the supreme power, the strongest power in India was the Marathas. But after 1761, as you can see, most of the kings, that is the Awadh, Bengal, the Hyderabad state, they practically became independent once again. But earlier they were under the patronage, they were actually under the Marathas. But after 1761, they actually somehow began to act independently again. Okay, so basically, Shuja-ud-Dawla basically betrayed the Marathas because Shuja-ud-Dawla was an Indian king. Despite being an Indian king, he supported the invader, that is Ahmad Shah Abdali. Okay, so Marathas were defeated, and let's see what happens next. Now, the defeat of Marathas brought in Britishers. Now, in 1764 was fought the Battle of Buxar. Okay, the Battle of Buxar. The Battle of Buxar was fought by, let me just clean this. Okay, so the Battle of Buxar was fought by the Kingdom of Nawab, okay, the Mughal king, and the Bengal Nawabs. These three, okay, these three people decided to fight against the Britishers. Okay, I repeat again, that is the Mughal king plus Awadh Nawab plus Bengal Nawab versus the Britishers. It was fought in Buxar, and these three were defeated. Okay, these three were defeated. The Mughal king was forced to sign the Treaty of Allahabad. Treaty of Allahabad. Okay, in 1764 he was forced to sign the Treaty of Allahabad, and the Nawab of Awadh, he was forced to sign the Treaty of Banaras. Okay, so basically they were forced to sign the Treaty of Allahabad and Banaras. Okay, so the battle was fought in Buxar, that is 1764. Remember this is actually very important. 1764. Okay, so after the defeat, he died, Shuja-ud-Dawla died, and later was succeeded by another guy called as Asaf-ud-Dawla. Asaf-ud-Dawla was again weak, but what he did was he shifted the capital, that was Faizabad, to Lucknow. That's the only important thing about this guy. So let's deal with Asaf-ud-Dawla. Okay, so Asaf-ud-Dawla was the fourth Nawab of Awadh. The only remarkable thing about this guy is he actually shifted his capital from Faizabad to Lucknow. Okay, I repeat again, he shifted his capital from Faizabad to Lucknow. So this is Asaf-ud-Dawla. That's the only remarkable thing. Another most remarkable thing is he actually built a monument called as Bara-Imambara. So these are the only two things. First, he shifted the capital from Faizabad to Lucknow, and the second thing was he built a monument called as Bara-Imambara. Okay, so basically these four were the major Nawabs of Awadh. Now, after them, a series of weak Nawabs came. They were not given much importance because the Britishers were now the real rulers. So Asaf-ud-Dawla died in 1797. Okay, so after 1797, let's straight away go to 1857. The mutiny, the year of mutiny, the civil revolt. So let's deal about civil revolt. So as you can see, this is the map of 1857, India in 1857, and this whole pink, okay, this is all East India Company, basically Britishers, and this is now the Awadh kings, the Awadh Nawabs. They were basically puppets under the Britishers. But there was one queen, that is Begum Hazrat Mahal. She decided enough is enough. Okay, and she revolted against the Britishers. Begum Hazrat Mahal revolted against Britishers. She declared her son, that is Birjus Qadri, as the next new Nawab of Awadh. Both the Begum and her son Birjus Qadri were defeated by the Britishers. It's pretty much obvious. You can't really defeat the Britishers. Britishers were defeated, not till Mahatma Gandhi. Again, they were not really defeated. They decided, let's go. It's not possible to administer this country anymore. They were not really defeated. So, Begum Hazrat Mahal and Birjus Qadri were defeated by the Britishers. Birjus Qadri, that is technically the last Nawab, he died of poisoning by his own relatives. Okay, so that's all about the Nawabs of Awadh. Okay, so before we do the questions, let's discuss the flashcard. So basically, this is the flashcard. So you have the first Nawab, that is Sadat Khan. So this is the fact, that is, he was awarded the title Burhan-e-Mulk by the Emperor Muhammad Shah. He basically trained the nephew Safdar Jung as the next Nawab, and he was captured in the Battle of Karnal in 1739 by Nadir Shah. He was released, but he died of tuberculosis. The another person who was captured after the Battle of Karnal was Muhammad Shah, the Mughal emperor. Okay, so after Sadat Khan, the next ruler was Safdar Jung. So he's technically regarded as the first independent Nawab. Okay, then we have Shuja Uddaula. Shuja Uddaula fought with Ahmad Shah Abdali. So it was Ahmad Shah Abdali with Shuja Uddaula against the Marathas. Okay, the Marathas were defeated in Battle of Panipat. He was defeated, okay, in the Battle of Buxar, that is 1764. Okay, so now let's have look at the fourth one, that is Asafuddaulah. So Asafuddaulah is important because he built Imambara, and the second most important thing is he shifted the capital from Faizabad to Lucknow. Then we have Begum Hazrat Mahal and Birjis Qadri. So now let's really do the questions. Okay, so the first question is, who shifted the capital to Lucknow? So the answer you already know is Asafuddaulah. Asafuddaulah, the fourth Nawab, was the one who shifted the capital from Faizabad to Lucknow. Okay, so who was considered as the last of Nawab of Awadh? It was technically Birjis Qadri. Okay, remember this? It was Birjis Qadri. He was poisoned by his relatives. Then who invaded India in 1761? India was invaded by Ahmad Shah Abdali. And the third battle of Panipat was fought. In the third battle of Panipat, Ahmad Shah Abdali defeated Marathas. The person who allied with Ahmad Shah Abdali from India was Shuja Uddaula. Okay, so the answer is Ahmad Shah Abdali. The initial capital of Nawabs of Awadh was not in Buxar, not in Agra, Faizabad. Okay, Asafuddaulah shifted the capital from Faizabad to Lucknow. So we are done with MCQs. So let me just show you one video. Okay, so this is from Panipat movie. So let me just show you. You will understand in a minute. Okay, so basically this is a small clip from the movie Panipat. It's actually a good movie. Okay, I liked it. So as you can see, so this is the Maratha general. Okay, this is the Maratha general, that is Sadashiv Bhav. Okay, and he is looking at the enemy camp. Okay, the enemy camp is Ahmad Shah Abdali's camp. Okay, so this is now it is 1761. I repeat, it's 1761, and this is some days before the Battle of Panipat. So Sadashiv Bhav is looking, and this is the flag of Ahmad Shah Abdali, and this is the flag of Shuja Uddaula, the Nawab of Awadh. So he's asking his friend that who is this guy? So he's saying that is Shuja Uddaula. So this is Shuja Uddaula. Shuja Uddaula was one of the Indian Nawabs, one of the Indian personalities who helped the invader. Okay, the invader was Ahmad Shah Abdali. So this is Shuja Uddaula, and this guy is going to say Shuja Uddaula has betrayed us. Okay, so this was all about the Nawab of Awadh.